Have you ever found that a single comment or action from someone could derail your entire day? Perhaps it was a rude remark, a careless action, or even just an unexpected inconvenience that threw you off your game. It's undeniably frustrating, isn't it? However, here's an empowering truth. No one has the ability to control your emotions unless you allow them to. What if you could remain composed and unaffected, regardless of what life or others throw your way? Imagine going through your day with such a profound sense of inner peace that even the most irritating circumstances couldn't shake you from your center. This isn't just a whimsical dream. It's a form of emotional mastery that can be cultivated with practice. In this episode, we will explore 10 transformative lessons designed specifically to help you stop reacting impulsively, release pent-up anger, and take charge of your emotional landscape. These lessons aren't about ignoring your feelings or pretending they don't exist. Rather, they focus on cultivating the mental resilience necessary to face life's challenges with both grace and clarity. Whether it's managing criticism from peers, establishing healthy boundaries in your relationships, or learning how to truly forgive yourself and others, you'll uncover practical tools that safeguard your tranquility and empower you to live confidently in the face of adversity. By the end of this episode, you'll possess the mindset and strategies needed to remain unbothered, even amidst the chaos of everyday life. So, if you're ready to unlock the key to emotional freedom and reclaim a life where no one else can dictate your mood or peace of mind, let's jump in together. Your journey toward mastering your emotions starts right now, and it promises to be a rewarding and enlightening experience. 1. Understand that your reactions are your choice. Imagine yourself in a tranquil moment, perhaps enjoying a warm cup of coffee or taking a leisurely stroll through a beautiful park. Suddenly, someone makes a rude or thoughtless comment, and in an instant, your sense of calm is shattered, replaced by feelings of anger or frustration. You might find yourself thinking, "Why did they have to ruin my day?" But here's the crucial truth. They didn't ruin anything. You did. Your emotions are your responsibility, not theirs, and no one possesses the power to control how you feel unless you consciously give that power away. Consider this. While the world can throw numerous challenges your way, only you have the authority to decide how to respond to them. Let's explore a different angle on this idea. Visualize wearing noise-canceling headphones in the midst of a hectic city. The clamor of honking cars and loud conversations doesn't disappear. It remains in the background, but it doesn't disrupt your peace of mind. Mastering your reactions functions similarly. You have the ability to shield yourself from the noise created by others' behaviors. There's a profound insight that encapsulates this concept. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. When someone cuts you off in traffic or unfairly critiques your work, it's tempting to direct your anger toward them. However, what if you took a moment to pause instead of reacting? In that brief interlude, you uncover your true power, the ability to choose calm over chaos and strength over impulsiveness. Consider a practical scenario. Suppose a coworker dismisses your idea during a meeting. Rather than snapping back or letting resentment fester throughout the day, take a deep breath and reflect. Ask yourself, is this about me, or does it stem from their own stress or biases? By shifting your perspective in this way, you can diminish the emotional weight of the situation. The beauty of this approach lies in its focus on recognizing that your feelings are distinct from your reactions. You don't have to suppress how you feel. Anger, frustration, and disappointment are all natural human emotions, but they don't have to dictate your next steps. To start practicing this empowering mindset, consider this straightforward strategy. 1. Pause and identify. When you feel triggered, take a moment to step back and name the emotion you're experiencing. Anger, hurt, irritation. This conscious acknowledgement helps interrupt the cycle of automatic reactions. 2. Ask questions. Reflect on the reasons behind your feelings. Is it genuinely about what just happened, or is it more tied to your interpretation of the event? 3. Choose your response. Decide how you want to act based on your values and long-term peace, rather than reacting impulsively in the heat of the moment. Envision the liberating experience of moving through life unbothered by the actions of others. The rude stranger, the careless comment, the minor setback. Each of these diminishes in significance when you take control of your reactions. In every moment, you hold the choice. You can either allow others to dictate your emotions, or you can reclaim your power and safeguard your peace. The next time someone attempts to provoke you, remember, their behavior doesn't define you. Your reaction does. By actively choosing calm, you not only gain emotional mastery, but also unlock a deeper sense of true freedom.
Two, stop expecting people to behave like you. Have you ever gone the extra mile for a friend, only to feel disheartened when they don't reciprocate? Perhaps you're the one who always remembers birthdays, offers help without being asked, or listens patiently during difficult times. But when you find yourself in need, they seem to vanish. Disappointment washes over you, and you think, how could they be so inconsiderate? I would never treat them this way. Here's the hard truth. People don't operate by your standards or values. They act based on their own unique internal compass. Expecting others to think, behave, or respond the way you would is like trying to control the weather. It's an exercise in futility that only leads to frustration and disappointment in relationships that could otherwise bring you joy. Consider this perspective. Each person walks their own path, shaped by their unique experiences, beliefs, and priorities that may differ significantly from yours. Their upbringing, cultural background, personality traits, and past experiences all contribute to how they respond to situations. When someone behaves in a way that annoys or hurts you, it often reflects more about their personal history and worldview than it does about you or your worth. Attempting to change or control their behavior only leaves you feeling powerless and frustrated, as you're fighting against a lifetime of conditioning that has nothing to do with you. Instead of fixating on how others should act, focus on accepting them as they are, flaws, differences, and all. This doesn't mean you can't have standards for how you wish to be treated, but it means understanding that others may not naturally align with those expectations. Let's take a practical example. Imagine a coworker who consistently interrupts during meetings. You might prepare thoroughly and wait for your turn to speak, valuing courtesy and respect in professional settings. Instead of simmering with frustration or trying to teach them a lesson through passive-aggressive remarks, recognize that their behavior has little to do with you. Perhaps they grew up in a household where speaking loudly and interrupting was the only way to be heard, or maybe they work in a state of constant anxiety about proving their value. By releasing the expectation that they will change to match your communication style, you liberate yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil. A wise thought succinctly captures this idea. Expectations are the root of all suffering. When we expect others to behave according to our rulebook, we set ourselves up for repeated disappointment. The ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Your expectations of others fall outside that circle of control. The less you expect others to behave in a certain way, the more you protect your peace and preserve your emotional energy for things that truly matter. Here's a practical exercise to help you let go of these expectations. 1. Acknowledge your assumptions. When someone upsets you, pause and ask yourself, what was I expecting them to do? Where did this expectation come from? This reflection helps clarify your thoughts and often reveals expectations you weren't even aware you were holding. 2. Challenge that expectation. Consider whether it's realistic to expect someone else to act precisely as you would in a given situation. Ask yourself, given what I know about this person's character and history, is this expectation fair or reasonable? 3. Shift your focus. Rather than trying to control their behavior, concentrate on how you can respond calmly and maintain your peace. Consider, what response would best preserve my well-being in this situation? 4. Practice acceptance. Remind yourself that accepting someone's nature doesn't mean approving of all their behaviors. You can set boundaries while still acknowledging who they truly are. Think about how liberating this mindset is in practice. The rude stranger who cuts in line, the forgetful friend who cancels plans last minute, the thoughtless coworker who takes credit for your work. None of them hold the power to disrupt your emotions unless you allow them to. When you stop expecting others to meet your standards, you reclaim control over your reactions and free yourself from the cycle of disappointment. Ultimately, people are who they are, not who you wish them to be. Accepting this truth doesn't mean tolerating poor behavior or compromising your values. It means recognizing that your peace is too precious to sacrifice for something beyond your control. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted in his meditations, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. While this may sound pessimistic, it's actually liberating. When you anticipate human nature as it is, not as you wish it to be, you're seldom disappointed. The next time someone disappoints or frustrates you, take a moment to remind yourself, they're acting according to their nature, not mine, and that's okay because I choose my response. By releasing these expectations, you gain freedom not just from the actions of others, but from the emotional weight they once carried. This doesn't make their behavior right, but it does make your life significantly more peaceful. 3. Let go of the need to always be right. Think about the last time you found yourself in a heated argument. Perhaps it was over something trivial like which route was faster to take, or perhaps something deeper like a disagreement with a close friend or partner regarding values or beliefs. As the conversation intensified, did you feel that strong urge to prove your point, to demonstrate that you were right? We've all been there, clinging to our version of the truth as if it were a lifeline. But here's the reality, that relentless need to always be right is exhausting and often unnecessary. The desire to win every argument or prove your perspective frequently stems from insecurity, as if being wrong threatens your worth or identity. But what if you could let go of that need entirely? What if you could approach disagreements with curiosity instead of defensiveness? A thought-provoking question to keep in mind is this: would you rather be right, or would you rather be at peace? Often, our insistence on being right creates tension, damages relationships, and fuels our frustration. Conversely, letting go of the need to prove yourself allows you to preserve your peace and approach conflicts with understanding and compassion. Imagine a scenario where someone unfairly accuses you of something. Your instinct might be to defend yourself vigorously, to argue your case, or to point out their flaws in return. But what if you paused for a moment and asked yourself, is it worth my energy to prove them wrong? Will this argument change anything important in my life? In most cases, the answer is no. Let's consider a concrete example. Picture a friend insisting that their way of handling a problem is superior to yours. Instead of diving into a debate filled with counterarguments and heated emotions, you could respond in a way that de-escalates the situation. I see where you're coming from, and I respect your perspective. This approach not only diffuses the tension but also allows you to maintain your calm and avoid unnecessary conflict. The Taoist philosopher Lao Tzu offers timeless wisdom with the statement, "He who is attached to his views will never grow." This insight highlights the importance of flexibility and openness in our interactions. Letting go of the need to be right doesn't mean abandoning your principles or silencing your voice. It means recognizing that not every disagreement needs a resolution in your favor. It's about choosing when to engage and when to step back, weighing the value of being right against the value of maintaining harmony in your relationships. Here are some practical steps to start practicing this mindset. 1. Pause before responding. When you feel the urge to argue, take a deep breath and reflect on whether it's genuinely worth your energy. This moment of pause allows you to regain clarity and composure. 2. Seek understanding. Instead of trying to win the argument, ask questions that help you understand the other person's perspective. This approach often leads to a more constructive conversation and can even reveal common ground. 3. Pick your battles. Save your energy for disagreements that truly matter, ones that align with your core values or affect significant outcomes in your life. Not every disagreement is worth the investment of your emotional resources. Over time, you'll find that letting go of the need to always be right brings immense freedom. You'll begin to notice how much lighter and calmer you feel when you stop trying to control every conversation or prove every point. Arguments lose their grip on your emotions because you've consciously chosen peace over pride. Remember, your value isn't tied to winning debates or proving your intelligence. It's found in how you carry yourself, how you protect your energy, and how you maintain your inner peace. The next time you're tempted to engage in a heated argument, pause and remind yourself, being right won't make me happy, but being calm will. In that moment, you'll experience the true power of letting go, allowing you to foster stronger relationships and create a more serene life. 4. Stop letting others' words define your worth. Imagine this scenario. You're excitedly sharing an idea that you're truly passionate about, perhaps during a meeting or among friends, when someone interrupts with a dismissive comment. Their words cut deep, and suddenly, the confidence you felt moments ago evaporates. Why does this happen? It's because we often let others' words shape our self-perception and define how we see ourselves. Here's the undeniable truth. Your worth isn't determined by someone else's opinion of you. It isn't tied to their compliments, criticisms, or judgments. When you rely on others for validation, you hand them the power to control your emotions and self-esteem. True emotional freedom comes when you reclaim that power for yourself. Let's consider an example to illustrate this point. Suppose a colleague harshly criticizes your work, not in a constructive manner, but rather in a way that feels personal and demeaning. In that moment, your instinct might be to defend yourself or feel disheartened. But what if, instead of immediately reacting, you paused and reminded yourself, their words reflect their perspective, not my value. By detaching your self-worth from their opinion, you protect your peace and maintain your focus on what truly matters. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius captured this wisdom perfectly when he said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This statement highlights the paradox of human nature. We often place more weight on others' perceptions than on our own beliefs about ourselves. This isn't about ignoring feedback or dismissing others entirely. It's about filtering what truly matters and recognizing the difference between constructive criticism and unwarranted negativity. Constructive criticism can help you grow, but unwarranted negativity doesn't deserve space in your mind. Here's how to start regaining control over your self-worth and stop letting others' words dictate how you feel. 1. Pause before reacting. When someone's words sting, take a moment to breathe. This pause gives you the opportunity to choose your response instead of reacting impulsively. It allows you to create space between their words and your feelings. 2. Separate fact from opinion. Ask yourself, is there truth in what they're saying? Or is it just their subjective perspective? Focus on what helps you grow and let the rest go. Remember that everyone has biases and limitations that influence their judgments. 3. Reaffirm your worth. Remind yourself that your value isn't contingent on anyone else's approval. Your worth is intrinsic and independent of external validation. You are enough just as you are, regardless of what others may think. Lao Tzu offers another layer of wisdom. Care about what other people think, and you will always be their prisoner. Letting go of the need for validation doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It means you stop letting their opinions hold power over you. By doing so, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional weight and create space for authentic self-expression. The next time someone's words challenge your confidence, pause and ask yourself, am I letting this define me, or can I choose to focus on what I know to be true about myself? In that moment, you reclaim your power and remind yourself that no one's words can diminish your value unless you allow them to. True strength lies not in avoiding criticism, but in knowing your worth regardless of it. When you stop letting others' words dictate your self-worth, you cultivate an environment for authenticity, confidence, and peace. This is a life no one can take from you. Embracing this mindset allows you to engage in the world with resilience and a strong sense of self, helping you navigate challenges with grace and composure. 5. Protect your energy by setting boundaries. Imagine this situation. A friend calls you in the middle of your busy day, asking for help with something they could probably handle on their own. Or perhaps a coworker unexpectedly dumps a last-minute task on you, assuming you'll say yes without considering your own workload. You feel the weight of obligation resting heavily on your shoulders, accompanied by the frustration of knowing that these interruptions will disrupt your plans. So, why is it so hard to say no? The answer lies in the vital truth that protecting your peace requires setting clear boundaries. And remember, boundaries aren't selfish. They're essential for maintaining your well-being. Without them, you allow others to dictate your time, energy, and emotional state, leading to burnout and resentment. When you say yes to everyone else's demands, you often end up saying no to your own needs and priorities. A powerful reminder comes to mind. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving without taking the time to replenish your own energy, you'll find yourself feeling drained, overwhelmed, and disconnected from your own needs. Setting boundaries is not only about self-preservation. It's also a way to foster healthier and more respectful relationships with others. Consider this. When someone oversteps your boundaries, it's not necessarily their fault. It's your responsibility to communicate what you need clearly. People aren't mind readers, and unless you express what you're comfortable with, they may unintentionally continue to push your limits. Setting boundaries is a form of self-respect, and it teaches others to respect you as well. Here's an example to illustrate this point. Suppose you're always the person friends turn to for advice, even late at night. While you want to be supportive, constantly being available can drain your energy. Instead of silently resenting them for interrupting your personal time, you could assertively communicate your needs. I care about you, but I need to keep my evenings for myself to recharge. Let's talk tomorrow instead. This approach is both firm and kind, allowing you to protect your peace without damaging the relationship. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the ability to live as we wish. Living freely doesn't mean ignoring others' needs. It means deciding where your energy is best spent. Boundaries empower you to choose your priorities and ensure you're not giving more than you can handle. Here's how to start setting effective boundaries in your life. 1. Be clear and honest. Communicate your limits calmly and directly. People are more likely to respect your boundaries when they understand what they are. Vagueness can lead to misunderstandings, so clarity is key. 2. Use I statements. Focus on your needs rather than blaming others. For example, you might say, "I need some quiet time after work to recharge," instead of, "You're always bothering me." This approach reduces defensiveness and opens the door for constructive dialogue. 3. Stick to your boundaries. Once you set a limit, it's crucial to uphold it. Consistency shows others that you're serious about protecting your space and emotional well-being. If you bend your boundaries, it can lead to confusion and resentment. Lao Tzu offers another perspective. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. This wisdom reminds us that knowing your limits and respecting them prevents unnecessary stress and frustration. Boundaries aren't walls meant to shut people out. They're bridges to healthier, more balanced relationships where both parties feel respected and valued. The next time you feel overwhelmed or taken for granted, pause and ask yourself, have I communicated my needs clearly? Am I honoring my own boundaries? By taking the time to set and maintain these limits, you free yourself from unnecessary obligations and reclaim your energy for what truly matters in your life. Remember, you're not responsible for managing everyone else's feelings or fixing their problems. Your primary responsibility is to yourself, your peace, your time, and your emotional well-being. So, protect your energy, establish your boundaries, and watch how much lighter and more in control you feel. When you prioritize yourself, you give the best version of yourself to the world. 6. Detach from the opinions of others. Consider this scenario. You excitedly share an idea that you're proud of with a group of colleagues or friends, only to be met with criticism or indifference. That sting of disappointment is real, and it can quickly spiral into self-doubt and insecurity. But here's an essential question to ask yourself. Why does their opinion carry so much weight? The need for approval is deeply ingrained in our nature, but relying on external validation is like chasing shadows. You'll never truly catch it. Emotional freedom begins when you stop allowing the opinions of others to define your worth. Think of it this way. Everyone views the world through their own lens, shaped by their experiences, biases, and insecurities. What someone says about you often reveals more about them than it does about you. When you internalize their opinions, you unwittingly give them power over your emotions and decisions, allowing them to dictate your self-worth. Why let someone else control your narrative? A simple yet powerful thought to remember is this: your worth isn't up for debate. It's not tied to what others think of you, whether it's praise or criticism. It's something intrinsic, unshaken by external noise. This perspective can be incredibly liberating, allowing you to navigate life with a stronger sense of self. Let's consider a practical example. Imagine you're wearing a brand new outfit that you absolutely love, and a coworker makes a passing remark. That's an interesting choice. Their comment could easily undermine your confidence if you let it. Instead, remind yourself that their opinion doesn't diminish your joy or the effort you put into your appearance. When you detach from the need for approval, you free yourself to live authentically, embracing who you are without constantly seeking validation from others. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This statement might sound harsh, but it is liberating. Growth often involves going against the grain or pursuing paths that others may not understand. Seeking approval can hold you back, while embracing your own path, even if it means being misunderstood, sets you free to pursue your passions and interests without fear. Here's how to start detaching from the opinions of others. 1. Question their importance. When someone's opinion bothers you, ask yourself, why does this matter to me? What authority do they have over my life? This self-reflection can help clarify your feelings and diminish the power their words hold over you. 2. Reaffirm your values. Focus on what truly matters to you, not what others expect. Ground yourself in your goals and principles, reminding yourself that you are the one who defines your worth. 3. Practice letting go. When faced with criticism or judgment, acknowledge it without clinging to it. Visualize their words as leaves floating down a stream, there, but not lasting. This mental exercise helps you to release the emotional weight associated with their opinions. Lao Tzu offers another insight: care about people's approval, and you will be their prisoner. This doesn't mean ignoring feedback or isolating yourself from others. It means filtering out what doesn't serve you. Constructive criticism can help you grow, but unwarranted judgment is theirs to carry, not yours. Think of detaching from opinions like shielding yourself from bad weather. The rain may fall, but it doesn't have to soak you. By focusing on your own inner compass, you remain grounded, no matter how others perceive you. The next time someone's words shake your confidence, pause and ask yourself, am I living for them or for me? By choosing to detach, you reclaim your freedom, protect your peace, and build a life that's authentically yours. Remember, your path is uniquely yours, and it's far too important to be swayed by fleeting opinions or judgments from others. When you embrace this mindset, you cultivate a sense of inner strength and resilience that empowers you to pursue your goals and passions without the constant need for external validation. 7. Respond with silence, not anger. Imagine a situation where you're in a heated argument and someone says something hurtful or intentionally provocative. Your heart races, your face flushes, and your instinct is to retaliate with a cutting remark. But what if, instead of reacting impulsively, you chose to remain silent? Silence can be one of the most powerful tools in your emotional toolkit when dealing with others' negativity. It's not about conceding or avoiding confrontation. It's about valuing your peace over the compulsion to retaliate. Responding with silence doesn't indicate weakness. Rather, it demonstrates strength and self-control. There's profound wisdom in this approach. The less you engage with negativity, the more peaceful your life becomes. Silence speaks volumes. It communicates, I won't allow your behavior to control me. Let's examine a concrete example. Imagine a colleague undermines you during a meeting, attempting to make you look bad in front of others. You have two choices. You can engage in a back-and-forth argument, allowing emotions to escalate, or you can pause and respond with silence. By choosing silence, you deny them the reaction they seek, maintaining your composure and demonstrating to your peers who truly holds the higher ground. This doesn't mean you're ignoring the issue. It simply means you're choosing not to be drawn into the chaos. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, the best answer to anger is silence. When you choose not to engage, you're breaking the cycle of negativity and protecting your emotional well-being. Think of silence as a shield. It deflects the noise without pulling you into the fight. Here's how to make silence your go-to response in moments of provocation. 1. Pause before reacting. When someone says something inflammatory, take a moment to breathe. This silence creates space for clarity and helps you avoid impulsive reactions that you may later regret. 2. Listen without defending. Sometimes, people simply want to vent or express their frustrations. Allow them to speak without interrupting or feeling the need to explain yourself. This practice not only fosters understanding but also helps you maintain your peace. 3. Speak only when necessary. If a response is required, keep it calm, measured, and to the point. A Buddhist teaching reminds us, speak only if it improves upon the silence. This principle encourages thoughtful communication rather than reactionary responses. Choosing silence doesn't mean you suppress your feelings. It means you consciously decide when and how to express them. Silence doesn't ignore the problem. It preserves your energy for moments where your voice truly matters. Consider how often we regret words spoken in anger. Silence can help you avoid that regret, allowing you to reflect, reassess, and respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Often, silence can convey more than words ever could. The next time someone tries to provoke you, pause and ask yourself, will responding add value, or will it simply escalate the situation? By opting for silence, you not only protect your peace but also demonstrate strength and maintain control of the narrative. Remember, silence isn't the absence of a response. It's the presence of wisdom. It reflects your ability to rise above the noise of conflict and assert, "Your words don't control me. My peace does." In that choice, you not only safeguard your emotional well-being, but also cultivate an environment where healthy dialogue can eventually flourish without the toxicity of anger and resentment. By practicing the art of responding with silence, you empower yourself to navigate challenging interactions with grace, maintaining your composure and fostering healthier relationships in the long run. 8. Practice gratitude to dissolve anger. Picture this, you're having one of those days where everything seems to go wrong. Your plans fall apart, someone makes a rude comment, and even the smallest inconveniences feel unbearable. Anger starts bubbling up and you think, why does everything have to be so difficult? But now take a moment to pause. What if, instead of fixating on everything that's going wrong, you shifted your attention to what's going right? Gratitude has a remarkable ability to transform anger into calm, reframing even the most frustrating situations into opportunities for perspective and peace. Here's a powerful truth: you can't feel grateful and angry at the same time. Gratitude functions like a mental reset button, pulling you out of the spiral of negativity and reminding you of the good that still exists, even amid chaos. When you consciously choose to focus on gratitude, you build resilience against the challenges life throws your way. Consider a simple example. You find yourself stuck in traffic, running late to an important appointment. Instead of fuming at the cars ahead of you and cursing the situation, try this. Take a deep breath and think of 3 things you're thankful for in that moment. Maybe it's the fact that you have a car to drive, the opportunity you're headed towards, or even just the soothing music playing on the radio. It may sound small, but this shift in mindset can transform your emotional state almost instantly, allowing you to regain a sense of control and peace. The philosopher Cicero said, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." This underscores the idea that gratitude fosters a positive outlook on life, encouraging patience, resilience, and a greater appreciation for the present moment. It's a powerful tool you can use anytime, anywhere to protect your peace and emotional well-being. Here's how to make gratitude a daily habit. 1. Pause and reflect. When you feel anger starting to rise, take a moment to breathe deeply and ask yourself, what's one thing I can be thankful for right now? This practice helps ground you in the present and shifts your focus away from negativity. 2. Keep a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that went well, no matter how small they may seem. This nightly ritual trains your mind to look for the positive aspects of your life, reinforcing a habit of gratitude. 3. Use gratitude as a reframe. When faced with a challenge, consciously think about what you can learn from this situation or how things could be worse. This shift in perspective can help you approach difficulties with a more open and accepting mindset. For instance, let's say someone criticizes you harshly. Instead of letting anger take over, try reframing it. I'm grateful for the chance to learn from this feedback, even if it wasn't delivered kindly. This approach doesn't excuse the other person's behavior, but it keeps you in control of your emotions, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. The Buddha reminds us, let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful. This perspective encourages a focus on what you still have rather than what you lack. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing in your life to what's present. It's not about denying your frustration or anger, it's about choosing to prioritize what uplifts you over what drags you down. The next time you feel anger creeping in, pause and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for in this moment? You'll find that gratitude doesn't just dissolve anger, it replaces it with calm, clarity, and a renewed sense of control. In those moments, you'll realize that peace isn't something you find, it's something you actively create through your perspective and choices. 9. Reframe criticism as a tool for growth. Imagine this scenario. You've just shared an idea that you're truly proud of. Maybe it's during a team meeting with friends or even on a public platform, when someone immediately shoots it down with harsh criticism. Your first instinct might be defensiveness, possibly even anger. It's a natural reaction when your efforts are met with negativity. However, what if you could reframe criticism in your mind, viewing it not as an attack, but as an opportunity for personal growth? Criticism, regardless of how it's delivered, can hold valuable insights if you're willing to look for them. It can reveal blind spots, challenge your thinking, and push you to improve in ways you hadn't previously considered. When you shift your perspective, what once felt like an assault becomes a tool for self-betterment. Here's a practical example. Suppose you're preparing a presentation and a colleague points out several flaws in your work. You could dismiss their feedback, thinking, they're just trying to undermine me. Or you could take a moment to pause and reflect, asking yourself, is there truth in what they're saying? How can I use this feedback to improve? By consciously choosing the second approach, you turn what might initially feel like an attack into a stepping stone for your development. A wise thought captures this sentiment beautifully. Criticism, like rain, should be gentle enough to nourish growth without destroying roots. This idea emphasizes that not all criticism is harmful. Indeed, constructive feedback can help you flourish and develop resilience. It's essential to filter what you hear, keeping the constructive elements while discarding what isn't useful. This filtering process allows you to grow without being weighed down by negativity. Here's how to handle criticism gracefully and effectively. 1. Pause before reacting. When faced with criticism, take a moment to breathe and collect your thoughts. This pause helps you avoid an emotional reaction and allows for a more thoughtful response. 2. Evaluate the source. Consider who is giving you the feedback. Do they have your best interests at heart? Are they knowledgeable about the subject? Understanding the context can help you weigh the validity of their comments. 3. Find the lesson. Even poorly delivered criticism may carry valuable insights. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this feedback? Is this criticism about me, or does it reflect more about them? This inquiry can help you extract useful information from what may initially seem like a personal attack. Let's take a more personal example. Imagine a family member makes a critical remark about your life choices, such as your career path or lifestyle decisions. Instead of arguing or shutting down, you could respond thoughtfully. I hear your concerns, and I appreciate your perspective. I'll think about what you've said. This response demonstrates maturity and provides you with the chance to reflect later without escalating the conflict. Epictetus offers a timeless reminder. If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, "He does not know my other faults, else he would not have mentioned only these." This Stoic wisdom encourages you not to take criticism too personally, but to view it as part of your journey towards self-improvement. The next time someone critiques your work or decisions, ask yourself, what can I learn from this feedback? Is this criticism about me, or does it reflect more about them? How can I grow from this moment? By welcoming feedback, even when it stings, you cultivate resilience, humility, and a stronger sense of self. Remember, growth often hides in discomfort, and those who embrace it unlock a level of strength that no criticism can shake. By reframing criticism as a tool for growth, you empower yourself to evolve continuously, turning challenges into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones for a brighter future. 10. Master the art of letting go. Imagine holding onto a hot coal, determined to throw it at someone who has hurt you. But while you're waiting for the perfect moment to strike, that coal continues to burn your hand, causing you pain. Anger, grudges, and resentment operate in a similar way. They harm you far more than the person who caused your pain. The real strength lies not in holding onto these negative feelings, but in the ability to let them go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened. Rather, it means releasing the emotional weight that drags you down and freeing yourself from the control of the past. When you let go, you reclaim your energy, your peace, and your ability to focus on the present moment. The Buddha expressed this beautifully when he said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. This powerful metaphor illustrates how clinging to negative emotions only harms you, not the person who wronged you. Think about a time when someone wronged you. Perhaps it was a betrayal, an unfair judgment, or an unkind word. How much time did you spend replaying that moment in your mind? How much energy did you waste imagining confrontations or seeking revenge? Letting go is the antidote to this endless cycle of negativity and turmoil. It allows you to move forward instead of staying trapped in the past. For example, imagine you're at work and a colleague takes credit for your idea. You could spend days stewing over the injustice, letting it affect your mood and productivity, or you could choose to let it go, recognizing that your worth isn't tied to one moment of recognition. By opting for the latter, you protect your peace and focus on what truly matters, your growth and future opportunities. Lao Tzu offers profound wisdom in this context. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. This statement emphasizes that letting go isn't just about releasing anger or resentment. It's also about letting go of perfectionism, fear of failure, and the need for control. It's about embracing life as it is, with all its unpredictability, and finding freedom in acceptance. Here's how to start practicing the art of letting go. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Suppressing emotions only makes them stronger. Allow yourself to feel hurt, anger, or disappointment without judgment. Recognizing your feelings is the first step toward letting them go. 2. Reframe the situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I grow stronger because of it? This shift in perspective helps you see challenges as opportunities for personal development. 3. Focus on the present. Letting go is a choice you make for yourself, not for the other person. Shift your attention to the here and now, where your power lies. Remind yourself that the past cannot be changed, but your present and future are yours to shape. Think of letting go like releasing a balloon. The longer you hold onto it, the more it strains your hand. But when you finally let it float away, you feel lighter and freer. Life becomes less about what happened and more about what's possible. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, do not be disturbed by what is outside your power. Let it go and you will find peace. This doesn't mean ignoring injustice or letting people walk all over you. It means choosing where to direct your energy. By letting go of what you can't change, you create space for what you can, a brighter, calmer, and more fulfilling life. So, the next time you find yourself clinging to anger or regret, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? What would my life look like if I let this go? The answers to these questions will guide you toward emotional freedom, because true strength isn't in holding on, it's in knowing when to release. When you master the art of letting go, you'll discover that the lighter you feel, the stronger you become, and you'll be better equipped to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. In summary, we've explored 10 transformative lessons that equip you to take charge of your emotions and maintain a sense of calm amidst life's inevitable challenges. These concepts are not merely theoretical, they offer practical strategies you can incorporate into your daily routines to safeguard your peace, cultivate resilience, and enhance your emotional intelligence. The aim is not to ignore your feelings or adopt a facade of indifference. Instead, it's about responding to the ups and downs of life with clarity, strength, and intentionality. Emotional mastery is less about the external circumstances you encounter and more about how you choose to react to them. The ability to remain grounded and free from external influences rests entirely in your hands. As you reflect on these insights, I encourage you to actively implement them in your life. Practice taking a moment to pause before reacting, setting boundaries that honor your needs, and releasing what you cannot control. Each time you consciously choose peace over anger, you move one step closer to embodying the unshakable life that aligns with your true self. Additionally, consider sharing these valuable lessons with those around you. If you found these ideas helpful, think about who in your life might benefit from them. Your experiences and the wisdom you've gained could inspire others to navigate their emotional landscapes with greater ease and understanding. Remember, the journey to emotional freedom is an ongoing process. Continue to show up for yourself, remain mindful of your thoughts and actions, and strive for personal growth every day. Each moment presents a fresh opportunity for discovery and development. As you move forward, nurture the power within you to transform obstacles into opportunities for growth and to create a life rich with peace and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until we meet again, take care of yourself, stay centered, and keep pursuing mastery over your emotions. Embrace the strength that comes from within and let it guide you toward a more balanced and harmonious life.